So that is going to be, yeah, okay, fine. Okay, guys. So no worries, guys. Actually, yesterday we have taken taken a 2 sessions. Two sessions has been got taken. It's a demo sessions only. We have not started with any much implementation. Just no worries about that particular 2 classes because yesterday, due to some technical issue, we have taken just a 40 minutes of session only. We have been got taken. So I'll review the sessions once again. I'll just again review the session once again, just a 5-10 minutes. What has been got discussed, I will discuss in a 5-10 minutes. I'm going to discuss that regarding that particular last 2 classes, guys. But no worries about them because we are in the still introduction part only. Still, we are in the introduction part only. So let me discuss about those particular things actually. Okay. So guys, who has been joined for the today's class? So just a 2 introduction classes has been taken, just only 10 introduction classes only. So I didn't started with any technical aspects also. So just a small ideas like what is data science, in data science, what are the different, the core concepts which we have to learn. And I have just started with something what I'm going to call it as a machine learning is what I have been got started there. So I have been got discussing about, I discussed about a little bit technical aspects about the machine learning, but we didn't started with any practical, like what do you do it in machine learning, exactly what the clients are expecting or what is a company is expecting from this particular machine learning. So those are some of the aspects I have been got discussed about that. So machine learning is all about nothing but machine will try to understand and learn from the data actually, guys. So whatever the data you have been got given, the machine is going to tries to learn from that particular data. So what is the story behind that particular data, which will help you to predict something what could happen in the future actually. So I'll show you one small technical example today, though you don't understand also how simple the machines are going to explain you. I'm going to show you in the today's session actually. It's a technical, but you don't worry about the coding and all these things. You need not to worry about that. So initially, as a computer experts has been taught, like why every time we have to give some instruction to the machines. So why not the machines can learn by themselves actually. So after doing a lot of research, so they identified that yes, machines are capable to learn. Machines are able to learn by themselves without having the definition of machine learning itself is a definition is nothing but the technical definition I'm talking about this, guys. So what is the technical definition of machine learning is, so giving the ability to, so we are giving the machines the ability, giving the ability to learn without much explicit coding, without explicit coding actually, guys. That means without writing any coding, much coding, without explicit coding, we are giving the without, okay, yeah. So giving the ability to learn without explicit coding, to whom we are giving the ability, it is to the machines actually. So we are giving the machines the ability to learn without having some explicit coding is actually the definition of a machine learning actually, the technical definition which the Samuel Arthur has been given. So he is a person behind them actually, guys. So his name is going to be Samuel Arthur. So he is the person who was behind this particular, the machine learning. He was an expert in IBM. So while he was working in IBM in 1960s, so Arthur Samuel, not Samuel Arthur, is an Arthur Samuel is the name of this person. So this Samuel has been given the definition of machine learning and saying that we are giving the machines the ability to learn by themselves without having some explicit coding. That is what the definition, what is the technical definition of machine learning talks about that. So machines are able to learn from the data. So if you give the data to the machine, machines are able to study from the data actually. So that particular study, that means what the story behind it, what is the story inside the data. So once the machines are able to learn from that, so once your machines was able to learn what it has been got learned, it is going to be given to us. So what I have been learned from this particular data, clearly it can tell you like how it has been got related, how this particular 2 variables has been got related. So like yesterday's I told you the examples actually. So which email is which email is a spam, which email is a ham. So the machine identified that. So these are the words which appeared mostly in the spam emails. These are the words which appeared mostly in the ham emails. So if these words exist, it is going to be probability that it is a probability that it is going to be a spam. If these words exist, this probability is going to be nothing but it's a ham. Something like that. It has been given some kind of an insights it is going to give. So as I told you, so what is a simple to say that data is going to be given to the machine. Machine is going to studies the data, and the machine is going to give you some kind of an insights. And based on this particular insights, we can do some kind of an prediction action. So this is a simple process or a simple the way to understand what is machine learning actually. You give the data to the machine will study the data. What it has been studied, it will give you as an insights. Based on that insights, we are going to be doing some kind of a predictions what we can do. So we can talk about some kind of a numerous examples, we can talk about them. We can talk about a numerous examples, we can talk about them actually. Like to whom the loan approval in a banking. So how the loan approvals will be decided actually. So to whom the loans has to be given and to whom the loan should not be given actually. How the decision will be taken actually, guys. So we are having some kind of an past customers data is there. So who has taken the loans, who paid the EMS promptly, who did not pay the EMS promptly. So we have been studied the data actually, guys. We studied the data actually. Who studied the data? The machines has been studied the data, and machine has been given some insights. So if these are the characteristics, so like age is between something like 30 to some 38, if the loan amount is going to be something they have been given. So who are the defaulters? Defaulters are nothing but who didn't pay the EMS promptly. So let's say that age is between something like between age of between some 32, which is going to be 38 is the age. And whenever the loan amount is going to be more than, let us say that more than, which is going to be 5 lakhs. And whenever their salary is going to be less than, for example, their salary is less than 50,000 actually. And whenever they have a children, which is going to be more than one children they have, something like that, it will give you some kind of an insights like this only, guys. Insights means don't think that something in a binary format or encrypted format. Clearly, the machine will tell you the rules like this. It's going to be one kind of the rules it will tell you like this. So these are going to be the defaulters. I find that the patterns in the defaulters. So their ages are between 30 to 38. Amount is more than, the loan amount is more than 5 lakhs. Their salaries are less than 50K, and they have more than one child. So when they have more than one child, so or they maybe have to be staying in a house of a rented house. So house type is equals to a rented house. So he is earning a salary of 50K. So he is paying some rent, he is paying some rental to his house, and he is having more than one children. So automatically there are more expenses are going to be there. Okay, even that factors, even that is also going to be factors actually, guys. So even whether he is having a four-wheeler or not, four-wheeler is there means he will be having more expenses will be there. So the banks will try to calculate so how much savings he can do. So depending on that, even they will collect like what is the children's like what they are studying actually, whether there are going to be some kind of a kids or grown who are going to school or who are going to colleges actually. Because based on that they can decide like how much expenses he may have, how much savings he can have. So whether he will be in a position to repay that particular EMI or not, something like that it is going to decide actually. So the machine will give you this kind of an insights only it will give you. I'll show you today the insights how it will give. Now based on this, the loan approval will be decided actually. So now a new customer applied a loan. What is his age? For example, 36 is his age. What is going to be the loan amount? The loan amount is going to be, let us say that it is going to be 6 lakhs, for example. And what is going to be his salary actually? His salary is going to be, let us say 40K, for example. And for example, number of children. For example, he is having one child is there. And he is not having a four-wheeler. He does not have any four-wheeler actually. No. Then approval, whether the loan should be approved or not. So this is a question mark here. So now we are asking the machine, you studied the past customers data, no? So based on that particular analysis you have been gotten, can you predict whether it is going to be loan should be given or loan should not be given? So it will pass all this data through these particular insights, and it will decide whether the loan is approval is yes or whether the loan approval is going to be no. The machine is going to decide it actually. So that is going to be what exactly the machine learning is going to be taking place. So it is going to do the same thing. So which is going to be do the same thing what we are going to be using this actually. You can see these insights. Using these insights, you can also do the predictions. That means we can verify these conditions and we can do it actually. Or directly we can ask the machine, you tell me like which customers are going to be the defaulters, which customers are the non-defaulters. Can you see, can be predicted? Based on that, we'll decide that whether to give the loan or whether not to give the loan. So it's very simple actually, guys. Tell me what has been happened in the past. What is your experience? What has been happened in the past? If you tell the machine studies that particular data. Then most of you people will get a doubt. Sir, humans can't study the data? Yes, humans also can study the data actually, guys. So who is going to do that actually as a humans means? It is going to be some experts like which is going to be statisticians. Okay, so statisticians and some kind of a business analyst, we can call them as a business analyst or data analyst, etc., etc. will be there. But the problem here is actually, guys, the problem here is nothing but the data is going to be a very higher dimension data. Higher dimension means it is depending not on a single factor. So to decide the loan approval, actually so many people think that, like for example, in our Indian standards, it is going to be some kind of an, nowadays the banks are using, and these banks and financial institutes is using something called as an CIBIL score. They are using a CIBIL score to give the loan. But completely based on the CIBIL score, they don't, the loan will not be given actually, guys. So CIBIL score is going to be a kind of an estimation. First, they will check out whether you have a good CIBIL score or not. Even the CIBIL score is also depends on your past, whatever the loans, how your expenditure is there, depending on your credit card usage, a repayment of the credit cards, the credit card amounts, and whatever the loans, depending on that, it is going to be given actually. So even if the CIBIL score is going to be more than, for example, more than it is going to be 700 or 750, whatever you have, still the bank is going to collect all this information directly based on the CIBIL score. They don't give the loan. So they'll collect all that particular information, and based on that, they will decide that particular whether to give a loan or. So one of the best example I can explain you actually, even I explained a little bit some more examples like churn detections, like identifying which customers are going to be moving away from the services. Like, as you know that mobile portability in India. So if you are not satisfied with the services of one service provider, you can immediately change their particular services actually. So with the same number, why? Because is previously what we used to do, we used to cancel the number and we used to take a new number. But you know what is a problem as of now? Some years before we don't have it, because our mobile number is going to be linked with almost all with our bank accounts and with our IT. It's going to be IT returns. It's a PAN card. It's an Aadhaar card. Almost all it has been linked with every the accounts we have been got linked it actually. So if you want to change it, if you want to change your number, then again you have to go to the bank, you have to change there, you have to go to the PAN card, you have to change there. So to avoid all that particular issues, we have got the mobile portabilities. So even in some foreign countries, you're not only having the, you are not only providing the mobile portabilities, even so many other services are also going to be, we are having a portabilities will be there. So if the customer is not satisfied with the services, so they can easily change without having any, even for example, internet services in India. So in internet services in India is going to be, we don't have any portabilities. Like for example, I'm using something like I'm using an Airtel internet service, the broadband I'm going to be using actually, the Airtel broadband. But due to some reason, I was not satisfied with the services. So if I want to move to Jio, so immediately I cannot change it actually. I have to cancel the Airtel account. And again, we have to do the process once again with the Jio account. So again, we have to pay some advanced amount, again, installation charges, okay, their router charges, everything we have to pay it extra actually. We don't have that kind of an internet, this one. But in foreign countries, even the internet service is also going to be, it's going to be a portability will be there. If you're not satisfied with their services, you can change their services actually, technology. So that's why in foreign countries, we are going to get some kind of an efficient services will be given. So why the mobile, now as of now, why you are getting the best services from the mobile operators due to the portability. If they don't provide the proper services, customer may change the services actually. So the churn detection, I told you about that. So churn detection means, so a customer is leaving the existing service provider and moving to the new service providers, and which is going to be medical diagnosis. So detecting whether it is a machine will tell you actually, guys. For example, if I go to a medical devices, like for example, nowadays every medical device actually, guys, like for example, it is going to be the ECG. So whenever a person goes to an ECG report, for an ECG report, the machine itself is going to give you the diagnosis. So how the report was there. But it should be, because it may be some issue with the machines actually. So some kind of a leads may not be gets connected. So even sometimes the diagnosis says that, even the report says that it is going to be a normal. But whenever it was diagnosed by a specialist like a cardiologist or a doctor, he says that it is not normal actually. So a manual interpretation is going to be required. Even the machines are predicting also, it is going to be some kind of a manual interpretation is going to be gets required actually, guys. So even the scanning machines actually. So scanning machines will automatically identify them. Okay, so there is going to be some kind of an issue here. It will identify that. But whether it is correct or not, it has to be diagnosed by a specialist will be there. Everybody cannot do the scanning and they cannot give the report. There is a specialist will be there. A radiologist will be there. He will identify that. Whether the machine, but it is helping, the machine is helping the particular expert, saying that there may be a chances here now, there may be an issue here now, there may be some kind of an maybe it's going to be some kind of an something, it has been tissue has been got damaged, or it has been something issue is there. So the radiologist is going to re-verify that actually. So whether it is correct or not, based on that he will give a report actually. So nowadays, as you can see that this machine learning is going to be almost all everywhere actually, guys. Wherever you want to study the data. So why the statisticians are unable to do this, all this analysis actually? The data has been became a very huge data actually, guys. Huge means I'm not talking about the number of records actually, guys. It's a number of columns actually. Higher dimension. The data has been became a very higher dimension. So today I'll show you an example with one dimension. I'll show you the data. One or two dimensions only I can show you the data actually, guys. You know that whenever the data is just like in one or two dimension, I can just plot it in a graph and I can make you understand the data actually. But whenever the data is going to be very higher dimensions, it's not like a 3-dimension, 4 dimensions. Nowadays it has been became, which is going to be hundreds of dimensions will be there. Dimensions are nothing but the data actually, the columns, what I'm talking about that. Like for example, age, which is going to be the gender, which is going to be something like an height, or it is going to be something like weight, something like that. I can plot the data actually. If it is a 2 dimensions, it is very easy. I can just plot it in a 2-dimensional graph and I can see that. 3D means, okay, up to some extent I can do that, but beyond that we cannot visualize it, isn't it? Up to 3 dimensions we can visualize, guys. Beyond the 3 dimensions we can't visualize it, isn't it? So something like that, we are going to be gets working with this kind of an applications, what we are going to be doing this. Okay, so that's it. That is going to be all about this one. So as I told you, wherever you want to analyze the data, where humans cannot handle that kind of a data actually. Yes, previously, if you remember actually, guys, we used to hear some news, like every day in some newspaper, in the news, we are going to hear some kind of a news, we are going to hear it actually. Saying that, let us say there is some scientist has been done, and he has been done 25 years of research. Somewhere around 25 years of research they have been got done actually, guys. At 25 years of research and identified that, so this protein is basically, it is responsible for some so and so protein is going to be responsible for so and so the health related issue, or it is going to be basically that is going to be the related to something like so whether it is a white skin or whether it is a black skin, so and so protein is going to be gets responsible for that. But they used to do some 25 years of research, they used to do it actually 25 years. Now they are saying that then from the last 3 to 5 years actually, it has been drastically decreased actually, guys. So why this particular 25 years of research is to be taken actually, guys? They used to collect all that particular data. To analyze that particular data only, it used to take some time, it used to take it actually. But now they are doing the research within 3 to 5 years of time. Yes, the data is sufficient nowadays. Even the data generation also increased. Earlier days, the data was not that much fast generation. But now you know that data is been generating very fastly actually, guys. Number of patients has been increased. So number of the population has been got increased. So automatically we can collect a lot of data and we can generate a lot of data. So these scientists also is taking the help of these particular machines or these particular computers to analyze the data actually. Previously, they used to do it manually with the help of some statisticians and analysts. which is going to be more time taking process and which is not accurate also. As you know that whenever computer does that, anywhere finally the target is only one thing. If a computer does that, it is going to be fast and it is going to be accurate. It is a fast and it is going to be inaccurate actually. Another example. So whenever the COVID, whenever the COVID has been got started, so the people used to talk about something like the vaccination actually, the vaccine. So initially they said that it will take some around 2 years of time. At least minimum 2 years of time is required to get a vaccination. But within 6 months, we have got a vaccine actually. So it is within 6 months, some Russia has been released this particular, they have released a vaccine actually, the vaccine actually. So without doing any much testing, how they were able to do that actually, data. So even if a small data is there also, with the help of a machines, as we discussed about that, computing power has been drastically increased. Your machine's computing power has been drastically increased actually with the introduction of cloud computings, and even we have got some GPUs and TPUs in all areas actually, guys. So cloud computing has brought all this, which is going to be the fastness, the computing power has been got increased actually. So within 6 months, how they were able to analyze the data actually with the help of the computers they have been done. Really, if it is done manually, it used to take some around 2 years or 3 years, it used to take it actually. So it is all about that particular machine learning only. So they have given feeded the data to the machines and asked the machines to analyze the data. So where the machines has been developed that kind of an applications actually. So that is going to be what we can talk about a machine learning. So give the data to the machine. Machine is going to analyzes the data and it is going to give you some kind of an insights. Based on that particular insights, we are going to evaluate. That means based on that particular insights, so we can do some kind of a predictions actually. So quickly to make you understand, like who has been joined for the today's class. So what is a machine learning expert is going to do actually? Yes, data was given to the machine, but will the machine will directly take the data? No. So whatever the data that is required actually, so that has to be collected by the machine learning expert. So as I told you, some of the skills actually, guys, which is going to be what we can say. First of all, we have to do some kind of a data collection. You go through any blog actually, guys. What are going to be the steps in a machine learning? These are going to be the steps actually, guys. The first one is data collection. It is a technique which a machine learning expert need to be required actually. How do you collect the data from different systems? So sometimes the data may be available in a format of CSV files. Some of them are going to be there in Excel sheets. Don't think so. Always the data means only values only, guys. Even sometimes your data is going to be available in an image format, or your data is going to be available in the audio format, or sometimes it may be there in some kind of a text format, etc., etc., etc. You should be in a position to understand, to collect all this particular data. So I want to collect the images actually, guys. So what is my target here is, I want some images to be given to the machine. Images of what actually? Let us say that males and females. So I have some images of males and females, and these images has to be given to the machine. Now the machine will study actually, guys. The machines will study the images, and it will identify like how do you differentiate between a male and a female. So we know that how do you differentiate? When I see the image of a person or a photograph of a person, I can identify whether the person in the image is a male or a female, because we know that. So the females are going to be having long hair. They will be having, they may going to wearing some kind of an earrings, or they're going to be wearing some kind of an earrings. And not only that, we know that, guys, the face shape itself is going to be something different. So females and males skull, the whatever the skull shapes and all these things is going to be slightly, it is going to be different. And the skin formation is also going to be some kind of a different. So I'm not talking about some kind of an my biology or something like that. By looking at the image, I can identify that. Yes, machines also can study, guys. Machines also can study whether the person in the image is a female or male. It can study it actually. So once if you give some images to the machines will study about this particular images. And whenever I given a new image, it will get some kind of an insights. Some insights will come. Some insights will come. Now, based on this particular insights, whenever I given a new image, the machine will automatically say that whether the person in the image is a male or whether the person in the image is going to be nothing but it's a female action. Yes, it can do it actually, guys. You may get a doubt, sir, where we can do all these examples, where you can do, why do you require this actually? Like, for example, you are filling a form actually, guys, like it may be an Aadhaar card, or it may be an whatever it may be. So we are filling up a card, a voter card actually, guys. So you are filling an voter card. So previously, some years before, we used to hear the news, like in voter cards, there are a lot of mistakes used to be taken place. There are a lot of mistakes are taking place actually. The main mistakes are going to be, in the place of a female, they used to get a male. In the place of a male, they used to get a female actually. The gender changes used to be taken place. The gender changes has been taken place actually. Nowadays, nobody is using any photographs actually, guys. Everything is going to be digitalized. It's everything. So how do you register for a particular one? So Aadhaar cards, or it may be PAN cards, or it may be all the voter cards, or even if you want to take a SIM card. So if I go to get a SIM card actually, guys, they will take a digital photograph that are taking. Once I uploaded this particular, once if I upload that particular image, automatically the model will automatically fill up. So there is a column is there. What is the gender here now? So the gender is going to be, once if I upload the image, automatically the gender column will automatically fill up with the male actually. But machines also do some mistakes. That's why the person will re-verify it actually, guys, whether really the gender is a male or not. So now the errors has been drastically decreased. I'm not saying that errors are completely zero, but drastically it has been got decreased actually. Previously it was there approximately somewhere around 10% mistakes was there. Now it has been became less than 1% of mistakes it has been. So this machine learning is going to be all about not only analyzing the data actually, guys. It's not only business perspective, it is going to be in our real life also. Everywhere we are going to be taking the help of the machine learning. So in filling in the form, automatically a verification. So again, the person going back, getting a PAN card or getting the voter card, again coming for a verification. It's a time wasting process. It's going to be time wasting process, not only for not only for the person, even for the organization also. So it has to reprocess that particular one, again changing. All this work is going to be additional work actually. So at the time of uploading the image, digital image only, it will identify whether the person in whether the person is going to be a male or a female. It will automatically fill up that particular form actually, guys. Even you can see some feature actually, guys, whether you know this particular feature or not. So whenever we go for a job portal actually, Naukri, so there are a lot of there is going to be a lot of fields will be there actually, guys. There is a lot of fields will be there. So we have to fill up all the fields actually, like what is your qualification, tell me what is your educational background, what are going to be technical skills. So Naukri says that first of all, what you do is you upload the resume. Once you upload the resume, from the resume they will read the text actually, guys, and automatically that is going to fill up the form actually. Most of the things are going to be formed. So name, automatically it will fill up automatically. It will come from the resume. What is your gender? Everything. What is your qualification? How many years of experience? What are your expertise? What are your skill sets? Everything. So what is going to be your education? What is your educational background? Everything is going to be coming from the text actually, which is going to be the resume, which is there in a format of a text form. So how the machine comes to know that this is a name, this is going to be the contact number, this is an email ID. So it automatically it has studied. They have given a lot of resumes to them. So they said that at the top, you are going to be having on the left hand side, there will be name will be there. Not only that, it will study the pattern. They have explained that these are going to be the patterns of names. So if there is a mobile number is there, a mobile number is always going to contain somewhere around them digits will be there, or email ID will be there, which is going to be having a pattern of @. So once they identify the pattern, based on that, it is going to be filling up the form actually. So automatically it will fill up the form actually, guys. It is an example of a machine learning application, what we can say that. So don't think that only business purpose or business point of view, we can take a decision to whom I have to give the loan, to whom I should not give the loan. It's not like this actually, guys. From audio, we can identify whether the person is a female or whether the person is a male. Not only that, even a kind of an emotion. So whether the audio, so whenever somebody has posted an audio actually, so in Facebook nowadays we see them, some of the people who are taking some before taking some attempt of suicides or something like that, they are posting some videos, or they are sending some audio clips, there are some audio recordings to their relatives and friends. So based on that particular audio signal, based on that audio signal, what kind of an emotion was there. So whether the person was happy, or whether the person was, which is going to be a sad, or whether he is an anger, okay, or angry, or whether he was in fear, etc., etc. Not only from audio, guys, even from images also we can do it actually. So not only identifying the gender of the person, even the emotion, which is going to be what we can call it as, not emotion, we'll call it as, okay, emotion or expression actually, guys. So from the images, we can identify whether the person in the image is, whether he was happy or whether he was sad or whether he was something, what kind of expression, his facial expression is there. Really, but how it has been done, guys? Some kind of an learning, machines already learn. We are given some kind of an images we have been given. But I told you, if I want to make the machine to learn, like humans, it is not just one or two images. For example, there is a gender was there. For a person, if he requires, for example, if I give 10 images, it is sufficient. So out of the 10 images, maybe 5 females and 5 males, automatically the kid can identify actually, guys. So when you ask a small kid, so whether this person is a boy or a girl, he can tell you. So it's he imagines like this. He has been trained. So the face, which is going to be, the girls are going to be having a long hair, they will be having, they are going to be having a short hair. Girls are going to wear some kind of an earrings. So the boys does not wear the earrings, something like that. They will study. They are not experts in that. If a small kid, if you ask, so tell me whether he is a person is a boy or a girl, he can tell you actually. A 3 years boy or a 4 years boy, if you ask them. But how can he differentiate it actually? So he has been learned. So boys are going to be looks like this, females are going to be looks like this. He can understand the data actually. But for a humans, it is only just a few images are sufficient. But machines are not like that. If 10 images, if I give and ask it to learn, machines can't learn it actually. Maybe somewhere around we have to give somewhere around some 20K to 30K images we have to give it actually. Just not 20 to 30 images actually, I guess. 20 to 30K images we have to require it actually. Then the machines can learn it actually. Then you will get a doubt. Sir, how can I get 20,000 images? 20,000 images collection is going to be a little bit hard. I told you no, data collection. How do you collect this data actually, guys? Yes, you can manually collect the data. That is one technique is there. Or we are having so many public data sources are there, guys. Public data sets are going to be there. I'll show you one. I'm not showing anything. I'll tell you like which I'm going to show you. If you can see, this is my data set actually, guys, which we are going to work in as part of our applications. We are going to learn this particular data actually, guys. So here I have some images are there, guys. So I have somewhere around 23,000 images. We have it actually, guys, at different ages, at a different genders. Different gender means males and females actually. Males and females data actually, guys, at a different ages we have been collected. But this is the data not which I have collected actually, guys. I didn't collected this data manually by me. Somebody, some research people has been collected this data actually, guys. So there will be some research organizations will be there, and there are going to be some kind of a research people are there. They went to the internet and they collected the data, and they also named them actually, guys. They just collected the data. When you go to the collect the data in the Google, image may be there, but what is this gender? What is this age? Okay, so even they can see it actually, guys. You can see for every image, you can starting with some pattern is there. 26 underscore. 26 is a age. One stands for gender. One stands for gender means 0 is a male and 1 is a female actually. 26 underscore 1. You can see when you see a male images, you can see it is 26 underscore 0. So age of the person is 26 years and the gender is going to be nothing but it's going to be a male actually. So randomly they collected actually, guys. If you can see a lot of Indians, US, okay, blacks, whites, Chinese, Japanese, Asians, which is going to be every category you can see it actually. It's not that only the Indian images they have been got collected. In that we'll be having some kind of an it's a normal common the common people will be there, as well as there are some kind of an celebrities are also there actually. So once the Google has came actually, guys, in Google we can select a lot of images. Simply otherwise what I will do is I'll go to the Google and type, which is going to be nothing but I'll say something like an images with, which is going to be images of people. Let us say that images of people with faces actually, guys. I want only the images of people with faces actually. So once if you go to images, you can collect some millions of images, we can collect it actually. Millions of images we can collect it actually. We don't know who are they. We don't know who are they actually, guys, but we are going to be collecting this particular data actually. So this is the data what we are going to be. Some research people, they collected from Facebook, from social medias, and from online through the Google. So they have been got collected all these images actually. 24,000 images they have been got collected like that, and they have been given to us actually, guys. So using this particular data, I'm going to be train the model actually. I'll train the machines, saying that I'll tell that these are the males, these are the females. So you please learn from that particular data and tell me whenever I give a new image. So can you predict whether the image in the person is a male or a female? 90% it will tell you correctly actually, guys. But in some cases it will goes wrong. So in some cases it will goes wrong. Like for some images who do not have a long hair, they may be identified as a males, or males which are having a long hair actually, guys. So for example, if I give this if you really join, if when in our actual classes, we'll see it actually, guys. So male with which is going to be nothing but which is going to be with long hair actually. So I'm asking for the image who is a male who is having a who is going to be having a long hair actually. We have already done these examples actually, guys. We already done that examples. So maybe if I give this particular person image actually, guys, he is maybe a male, but whenever I give this image to the machine, it may predict as a female actually. It will identify as a female. Why? Because it's due to some kind of a long hair they are going to be having actually. So the machines also can do some mistakes because they studied like that. They studied like this. We are not giving any instruction. So if we have a long hair, this is a male, or if it is a female, we don't give anything. We just give some input, the images to the models, the machines, and the machines will study automatically by themselves only. So whether they're studying about the hair, whether they're studying about their face, whether they're studying about the eyes, or whether they're studying about something, we don't know. It will study the data. It will try to differentiate between them actually. So that is going to be what is happening. So don't think that only as part of the perspective, as part of a business perspective only, it is going to do that actually. So even for so many applications, like these kind of an applications, what we can do it actually. And here one advantage is, guys, somebody has already trained. That means if you want, you can start from the scratch. You collect the images, you give the input to the machines, you train the machines and ask the machines to predict, etc., etc. Instead of that one, there are some other techniques are there. For example, I was let us say that I was a deep learning expert, for example. So what I can do is I can train the model with my images, with whatever the images I have, and I can give that particular model to, I can just give the model to the real world. So anybody can come and they can say that they can directly use my model. My model is here, what I call it as a pre-trained model is going to be there. Pre-trained, why the call is a pre-trained model? Because the model has been already trained. That's why we are going to call them as pre-trained models, what we are going to call it as. Nowadays, most of the people are depending on the pre-trained models. That means already training has been already done. That means machine has been already learned and the machine is ready to predict actually, guys. So some kind of a research organizations and research communities, they already done that particular training. They made the machine to learn. Really, guys, if you want to find out whether the person in the image, what kind of an emotion it want to give, you need not to write even a single line of code. No training is required. Directly, we can have a pre-trained model is going to be there. That pre-trained model is available as a Python package. The name of the package is going to be FER is the name of the package. There's nothing to do. Just there is some package will be there. Just we have to download the package. There are some functions will be there. Pass the image data to that. It will directly tell you whether the person in the image is going to be what type of emotion the particular person is going to be there. These are what we are going to call it as pre-trained models. Pre-trained models means we need not to start from the scratch. If you want to start from the scratch, what we have to do? We have to do a lot of process we have to do. Once again, first we have to do a data collection. Then we have to do some kind of a data analytics. We have to analyze the data actually, guys. So we have to do some kind of a data analytics. Then we have to do some kind of a lot of cleansing is going to be required actually, guys. So we have to do a lot of cleansing. We have to give it actually. Okay. So cleaning the data means there is going to be some lot of noisy will be there in the data. We have to clean up all that particular noisy data and we have to give only the required data to that particular machine. If I give some unnecessary data to the machine will try to study the data, which is not at all important for us. It's not at all important for us actually, guys. Okay. So that's why we have to do some kind of a data cleansing. And even I shown you like which is going to be one of the important skill is going to be nothing but a data visualization skill actually. This is what we are going to call it as a data visualization skill is what I'm going to be gets talking about that, isn't it? So something like that, we can just understand that particular data. So we have to do some process actually, guys. Machines can't directly learn by themselves actually. Machines are not capable to learn automatically by themselves. They can't learn automatically by themselves. They can't learn it actually. Okay. So now coming to the next one, as I told you, which is going to be here, the model training is required. Model is going to be nothing but the machine. I can say that model is going to be nothing but the machine actually, guys. A machine learning model training is going to be required. This is where the machine is going to learn actually, guys. This is the only step which the machine is going to do actually. Remaining all of them we have to be done by the user only. Who is going to do the data collection? User has to do that. Data analytics, who will do that? User will do that. Data cleansing, user has to do. Data visualization, user has to do. Once the model has been got trained, the model will learn from the data. But how much effectively it has been learned? We cannot say that, guys. Models, the machines may learn properly, machines may not learn properly. That's why we have to do some kind of an evaluation, a kind of an, what we can say, we'll conduct an exam to the machine. You learn something, no? So first of all, tell me what is going to be the output of this one. So I'll give, so machine has been learned with 20 to 30,000 images. So machine has been given some kind of an insights, but we don't know how much extent these insights are correct. Then what I will do is I will give a male image and I'll ask the machine, please tell me what is the image here now. I know that it's a male image. I'll give that particular image to the machine. If machine also predicted as a male, okay, you've done correctly. But in the place of male, if it predicts female, I say that you have been done wrong somewhere here. But with one image and two images, we don't do that. But I may give some around some, maybe I'll give 1,000 images, which contains both males and the females actually. So out of that particular 1,000 males and females images, how many males are predicted as? I know that there are males. How many males are predicted as males? They are correctly predicted. But if a male is predicted as a female, it is going to be wrong actually. Female predicted as a female, that is going to be correct. Females predicted as females is going to be correct. But a female is predicted as a male, this is going to be wrong. I'll identify how many correctly we have been predicted and how many wrongly we have predicted. For example, out of the, for example, 1,000 images, for example, 950 images predicted correctly. Correctly they predicted. So 950 divided by 1,000. So your score is 95%. That is what we call it as accuracy. Your accuracy is going to be for 95% is your accuracy, and error is going to be nothing but 95% you are accurate, but you are having an error of which is going to be 5%. You have an error actually. So before giving it to the client, I'll say that 95% it will works correctly. Only 5% there is going to be goes wrong. Or I cannot say 100% works correctly actually. If you're confident with that, it is 100%, it is going to be confidently. So evaluation has to be gets done. And after that, so why only 95%? Can't you increase it to 98%? So that is what we are going to call it as improvement. It is going to be improving of performance actually, yes, performance improving. And finally, we have to do some kind of a deployment we have. So deployment is a technical aspect. That is not a programmatical concept actually. Deployment is going to be just a technical aspect. Remaining all of them, we have to do it manually by yourself, except the training actually. So these are going to be some of the steps which we have to follow as part of our, which is going to be as part of our, the machine learning application actually. Yes. So try to verify them. So what are going to be the steps involved in a machine learning actually? So what are going to be the steps, for example, involved? Let us say that involved in machine learning actually. Yes. In machine learning process or machine learning cycle, whatever we call it as. So if you see the process actually, guys, can observe carefully. Collecting the data, as you know, machines initially learn from the data you given to them. Preparation of the data actually, guys. Preparation of the data means that one, data analytics, data cleansing, all these are going to be comes under the, which is going to be the pre-processing actually, guys. Some kind of a data preparation we have to choose. As I told you, choosing a model actually, we'll choose a different models we'll choose. Training the model, evaluation the model, parameter tuning actually, guys. Parameter tuning means performance. It is to improve the performance actually. And then we have to make some kind of a predictions. With that insights, we are going to do some kind of a predictions actually. So this is going to be nothing but from tutorials out there. A lot of online resources are there, guys. Really, we can learn a lot of online resources, what we can do. You just go through them, any online resource actually, guys. The same process and the same application, what we are going to be gets doing this. It is a kind of an example. Maybe you cannot immediately study about them, but we can study about those particular applications. So go through them. You can easily understand them, what exactly a machine learning is going to be gets done. We can see with an application actually. Okay. So life with machine learning and life without machine learning. As I told you now, guys, voice and facial recognition. Voice and a facial recognition actually, guys. At one point, facial recognition was only a concept shown in movies. But machine learning has made it possible, and now many are using the future for your benefit. For instance, Facebook automatically recognizes the people in a photo and tag them for you, saving a lot of time. Without machine learning, Siri, the whatever the Iris, a Cortana would not be able to answer your questions actually. Even that is also, guys, your Siri's, Google Voice Assistant, and what is going to be Alexa. All these are going to be one of the examples actually, guys. You can talk about a lot of examples actually. You can talk about a lot of examples what we are going to be gets talking about that. So how the machines are going to be learning. So anyhow, these are going to be some technical aspects. Supervised, unsupervised learnings will be there, which we'll want to discuss in the later applications. Okay, these are technical aspects. With 1 or 2 days, we are going to be gets working with them actually. Don't worry about that. I told you yesterday, some kind of an algorithms are going to be there. So using that particular algorithms, we are going to study them. Something like that, we are going to be having those particular techniques actually, guys. Okay. So this is going to be all about how we are going to be gets working with this application. This is going to be Q learning is basically for reinforcement learning actually, guys. So yesterday somebody has asked about that AI. So it is going to be comes under, which is going to be what we can say about the AI related concepts is going to be a key, the Q learning is going to be what the comes under the reinforcement learning actually, guys. So reinforcement learning means, even as I told you, like we don't evaluate and we don't do it actually, guys. It automatically, its own rules and its own learning, it is going to be gets done actually. We don't do anything at all. We don't do anything at all actually, guys. It automatically learns by itself only. It automatically by itself, learn by itself only, it is going to be do set actually. So that is going to be something different actually, guys. Gamings and all applications, we are going to be gets users actually. It's a little bit maths will be there, and all these things are going to be there actually, guys. That's a different case. Don't worry about that. So we don't watch much about that, but that is going to be some kind of a techniques what we are going to be using as of that particular techniques what we are going to be using. That even there is a Python code is there, and we can work with an application actually. Okay, fine. So anyhow, it's not a matter at all. So if you study that particular, so whenever we try to study something, when you see from online, these are going to be the common steps actually, like 6 steps or 5 steps, does not matters with that. Somebody says 4 steps, somebody says 7 steps, somebody said 8 steps, does not matters actually. But the common steps are going to be the same actually, guys. First we have to gather the data, and then we have to do some kind of a data preparation. We have to do it actually, choosing a model, what model we have to choose, whether it is a supervised, whether it is an unsupervised, whether it is a reinforcement learning. Then some kind of a training is going to be required. Evaluation, so whether how much extent it is working, predicting correctly. So a kind of a performance tuning actually, guys. These are nothing but what we are calling it as improving of performance, whatever the performance of the model, we are going to be increasing it actually, and we'll try to make the machine to predict, and deployment is going to be the final application actually. Okay, so we can talk about a lot of examples and a lot of scenarios with respect to this particular data science and machine learning applications. Okay, so quickly guys, just a 5-10 minutes of time, so don't worry about the code. I just want to show you just a small example actually, guys. A small example like how easily the machine is going to learn. And even whatever the machine has been learned, it can be easily interpretable by ourselves. Don't think that machine learns and machine do some kind of an insights. It is going to be something like it will not be like in a complicated way actually, guys. So it is going to be not in complicated way actually. So machines also give you the insights in a very easy and a simple manner only. They are giving it actually. Very easy and a simple manner only it is going to give you the data. But further, I'm not going to take any complicated example. I'll take a very small and a simple example only. I'm going to take it actually, guys. which easily we can interpret by yourself only. It's not that machine is required, machine is not required in this case, but just I want to show you like how it is going to be gets done actually, guys. Like for example, let us talk about just a small example actually, guys. Marks, and I have a something like a gender actually, guys. Let us say these are the marks of a student, and what is going to be the gender of the person actually, guys. So if it is going to be 72, let us say that it is going to be male. 86, let us say that it is going to be female. For example, guys, for example, 80, let us say that it is going to be female. Let us say 75, which is going to be nothing but it's a male. For example, I'm just talking in an easy way actually. Because I want to make the data easy. I don't want to make the data complicated actually. So being I want to make the data in an easy way, I'm just giving a small ideas I'm going to be giving actually, guys. Let us say something like a 92, which is going to be female. So I have been got taken actually, guys. Maybe something like 79, which is going to be nothing but it's a male. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, whatever it may be, 88, let us say that it is going to be a female, etc., etc. Okay, I just taken somewhere around values actually, guys, where how many females have taken, guys? 1, 2, 3, and 4 females we have been taken, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are going to be 4 males and 4 females are there. Okay, so it is going to be 4 males and 4 females are there. Now observe carefully, guys. Now easily look at the data carefully, guys, and can you tell me if a student has got a marks of 85? Can you tell me what could be the gender of this particular person actually, guys? So this is the data what I have been given to you. Okay, study this data, guys. Study this data and tell me now. If a student has got 85 marks, what could be the gender of that particular person? Can anyone guess?
Female.
It's a female. Yes, it's a female. So on what basis you are saying that it is a female? Can you tell me how you concluded that it is a female actually?
Like more than 80.
Yes, absolutely. In the previous, whatever the marks I have been used, this is what the data I have been used for my learning procedure. Learning, or what we are going to call it as a training. I will be trained actually. So during the training, I have been studied that once I look at the data, you can see very clearly females. That means all the females are having a marks which is going to be. So if marks are going to be greater than or equal to 80, if marks are going to be greater than or equal to 80, so if your condition is S, then it is going to be female. If this condition is S, then it is going to be female. If this condition is no, it is going to be nothing but it's a male actually. So based on that, first of all, you learn something. All females has got marks more than or equals to 80. So all the males has got which is going to be less than 80. So whenever a student has got 85 marks, then it is going to be, I can understand that, okay, 85. So 85 greater than or equals to 80, condition is S, so it will be female actually. It's a very small data set only, guys. It does not really requires a machine to train the machine to learn from this data. But in real applications, we know that actually, guys, using the marks, we can't decide the gender. The gender never depends on the marks that has been got obtained actually. Just to make you understand in an easy way, I've given the data. If I make it a data complicated actually, guys, if I really make the data complicated, then you can't study the data. But machines are capable to learn it actually. Machines will learn it actually, guys. So don't worry, just a 5 minutes or 10 minutes of time. I'll show some code. So it's not a complicated code actually. It's not a complicated code, but we can see the application actually. Don't worry about that. So I'm using something, a software called as a Jupyter notebook, what I'm going to be using this. What is this Jupyter notebook and how it will works and how to install it? I'll tell you all these things in the later classes. I'm using something called as a Jupyter notebook is what I have been got used. So what is my main discussion here is, so how the machines will interpret that particular data. So how they will give you the insights. Can be readable or cannot be readable. Will it be any binary format? No. Clear textual format it was there actually. Clean text actually. Readable text only it will be there actually. So for that we require some kind of a libraries. Don't worry about this coding actually, guys. This is only just a part of what I'm just taking the data actually, guys. Just I'm taking the data actually. So I'm importing a library called as an pandas. Pandas is a library which we uses basically for data processing actually, guys. Don't worry. I'm creating a data frame actually, guys. Same data frame I'll create it actually, guys. Data frame means this data. Whatever the data I have been given here, the same data I'm going to be using it actually, guys. So don't worry about that. What is going to be the marks? So marks are going to be like what marks we have it actually, guys. Let me same marks I'll give it actually, guys. 72, it is going to be 86, and which is going to be 80, 72, 86, 80, 75, 67, 92. Just a minute, once. Yep. It is 75 and 67 and 82. Okay. It's going to be nothing but 75 and which is going to be 67 and which is going to be 82. We have the marks actually 92, not 82. Same data. I can give any data, but I'm giving the same data. 79 and 88 actually. 79 and which is going to be 88 actually. Come on. What is going to be the gender actually, guys? Gender easily, I know the data, I can write it actually. If you want to write male and female, you can write it. It's a male, it is going to be a female. The next one is also going to be nothing but it's a female. And the next one is going to be nothing but it's a male. After male, again, one more male is there. And after that, we have a female is there. And after that, again, we have a male is there. And after that, we have a female is there. Okay. So this is going to be the data belongs to some students' data equals to. Just don't worry about that. I can show you the students' data in a structured format, what I can show you like this. Can you see the same data have been got given 79, 88, 67, 92. Okay, 75, 80, 86, 72, male, female, female. You can see male, female, female, male and male, female, again male and a female actually. Now I want to give this data to the training, to the machine actually, guys. Input is marks, output is gender, right? So you have to give the input as a marks. I have to tell that. User will give the input as a marks. You have to study the gender actually. Don't worry, guys. I'm just taking some small example from sklearn. There is a library called as an sklearn. In that we are having an algorithm, what we are going to call it as a decision tree algorithm is going to be there. Like previously when you have seen some algorithms. So what are going to be the, what I asked for? Steps involved with the particular decision tree. Steps involved here now. When I seen them, you can see some kind of an algorithms actually, guys. Can you see some algorithms? Like what is going to be nothing but it's a decision tree algorithm actually. There is going to be an algorithm, what we are going to call it as a decision tree algorithms we are going to be having. So once you see the discussion of what is introduction to machine learning, there we have been seen about that. Like what are going to be the machine learning models, what we can see it actually. So we can choose a different algorithms. One of the most popular is going to be decision tree. One of the popular one is a decision tree. I'm using the decision tree algorithm only. I'm going to be using it actually, guys. So don't worry about the code. Even if you don't try to worry about the code actually, guys. How simple I'm going to write it, I'm going to show you actually, guys. So I'm creating a model. So whose model I'm going to be creating? It's a decision tree classifier, guys. See, guys, how simple it is going to be. There is. I'm not writing any logic here now. Sir, you said that you don't write any code. I'm not writing any logical code actually, guys. But I'm instructing some system. You use a decision tree algorithm to learn the data. So which is your input, which is your output? I have to tell that. Otherwise, machines can't learn about the data actually. But I'm not writing any logic from my side. If the marks is more than 90 or 80, you say that it is a female, else it is going to be male. I'm not writing any that kind of a code. See, guys, how simple I'm going to write it. Input is going to be nothing but the marks. Your output is going to be nothing but, your output is going to be nothing but, I say that it is going to be gender actually, guys. This is what the machine learning is there actually, guys. This is the step actually, guys. How much complication the data is there. These are the only steps to be training. So training is over actually, guys. See, guys, what I have written only just imported some libraries. I done some data preparation. Just I created the data and just I have given some input to the decision tree classifier model actually. Machine has been learned. So how to identify the machine has been learned? What it has been learned, I want to show you it actually, guys. For that, I'm using plotting. I want to plot the tree actually. Why it is called as a decision tree, we'll understand it actually, guys. Model, your features is equal to nothing but, don't worry. The features are going to be nothing but, what are the features actually? The features are nothing but marks. And what are going to be the classes actually, guys? Your classes are going to be two classes. One is a female, and other one is going to be nothing but it's a male actually, guys. So don't worry about the data, what I have been written. Just a very few lines of code only, I'll write it actually, guys. So can you see, guys, what it has been done actually? So it decided actually, guys, marks is less than or equals to 79.5. If marks are going to be less than or equals to 79.5, If your answer is S, come towards left hand side. Actually, there is an arrow marks will be there actually, guys. Like this arrow marks will be there. So I written marks greater than 80, guys. Machine has written that it is going to be marks less than or equals to 79.5 actually. Both the meaning is the same only now. Then it is going to be male, else it is going to be nothing but it's a female actually. So you can't see that arrow marks actually, guys. Why you are not seeing the arrow marks is it is due to the size of the figure actually, guys. That means it's a kind of a plotting what we are going to be doing this. Don't worry about that. I'm doing some kind of an importing a library. Everything is going to be done by in library only. It's matplotlib. Which is going to be pyplot as which is going to be plt. Don't worry, plt dot. I'm just setting the figure size actually, guys. Fixed size is equal to nothing but it's a 6 by 6 actually. Now if you can see the arrow marks, what we can see it actually. Don't worry about what is this Gini index. Total samples are 8. Value is equals to 4 and 4. 4 females and 4 males are there. If marks are less than 79.5, your answer is going to be male. There are going to be 0 females and 4 males are there. If it is more than 79.5, it is going to be 4 females and which is going to be 0 males are going to be there actually. See guys how simple the model is telling that. It is giving a clear indication of how the data is going to be there. What I studied the data. It's a very simple data actually, guys. So tree is also very simple tree. But if you see the real applications actually, guys, if you see what is going to be the decision tree algorithm actually, guys. If you see the trees, how the trees are going to be there actually, guys. A very complicated trees like this, it will create it actually. See how the complicated tree has been created. So something like that, a complicated tree. Are you a student? No, your student is S. Is your income is going to be high? If the income is going to be medium, so what is going to be the age? Less than or equals to 30. If age is going to be more than 30, what we have to do? So is the income is medium or you're fair? So age is going to be more than 40, S. Less than or equals to 30. See some kind of a rules what we can see it actually, guys. Some kind of a rules. We can talk about a lot of examples what we can talk about them. So this is going to be what we are going to call it as a decision tree algorithm, what we are going to call it as. A kind of a decision tree. So whether it will rain or not. So if it is not raining, go. If it is not there, go out. If it is raining, stay in. So if you are going to go out, it is going to be too sunny. No, then go for a shopping. If it is too sunny, no, S, then go to a move. So if raining is S, so it is going to be stay in. So is a cable signal is there? No, then go to a coffee shop. Or cable signal is S, then go for a TV show section. Something like that. It is going to be taking some kind of an, see how the plan is going to be taking. So it is like a Monica's weekend plan actually, how the plan was decided actually. So that is going to be how we are going to be doing this actually. So is a person is a fit or not? Is the age is less than 30? Eats a lot of pizzas? Yes. So it is unfit. Eats a lot of pizzas? No. His age is more than 20. If age is more than 30, then what is the decision? Is do you exercises in the morning? Yes. Then it is a fit person. If it's not exercise in the morning, then it is going to be not a fit actually. So something like that, the machine is going to be studying the data actually, guys. Observe carefully, guys. I didn't written any logic for this. This logic is decided by the machine. This logic is decided by the machine actually, guys. Machine has given me saying that you given me the data. Just see how simple it was there. Nowhere I written any logic. I know where I written the logic. I just given the data. Machine studied the data actually, guys. So this is how simple the machines can interpret your data actually. Simple and very faster way. But actually I have taken only one input and one output. But in real applications, multiple inputs will be there. Multiple inputs will be there. Then also the machines are capable to learn automatically by themselves only. They will learn it actually. Okay. So that is going to be all about this particular basic ideas about the machine learning actually. So today we just added a small practical application. Don't worry about the code, guys. And don't worry about whatever I have been written. I just want to show you like how it is going to be gets done. Not only that, I can show you a lot of other examples also. So without writing any much logic and code, we can do the required applications, what we can do. Okay. I didn't done any prediction, but if I give some data and if I ask the machine to predict, it will predict it actually, guys. It will tell you like whether it is a male or whether it is a female. It can tell you the application actually. Okay. So don't worry about that. It is going to be done by the prediction by the machine. It is going to be done, which we'll see the actual class curriculum in the course curriculum. We are going to see about that. Okay. So that's it for the today's class, guys. That's it for the today's class. I just given some kind of a review of last class, and along with that, what are the different scenarios which we can see, like an image classification, some kind of an facial expression recognitions. These are some of the examples what we can do it actually. Okay, so that's it from the today's class, guys. So if you have any questions, we have another 5 minutes of time. So if you have any questions, guys, you can have a discussion. If you want any questions, if you have any questions from your side, so please, you can post it in the chat window, or you can unmute and you can speak, guys. If you have any technical questions or any doubts, if you have it actually. Yes, guys, go ahead.
Sir, we learn Python or not in this course?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. To implement all these things, obviously we require Python. So, but Python means don't think that we are going to go deep into the Python. To learn machine learning and data science, how much Python is required, up to that extent, we are going to learn it actually, which will be 2 weeks of class. We are going to learn 2 weeks of class. That core concepts we are going to be learning as part of the Python. Okay. Right, guys.
And what is the duration of this course, sir?
5 months. It's going to take around 5 months of time. It is going to take it because we have a machine learning, we have a deep learning, we have NLPs, we have a chatbots development, and what are the prerequisites. To start with machine learning itself, it will take 1.5 months actually, guys. Why 1.5 months? Because is before starting with the machine learning, core Python you have to learn for 15 days. So core Python will be there for 15 days. We have to do that actually. After that, to start with the machine learning, there are some prerequisites are there. Like we have a NumPy and we have a pandas. This is going to be taking around somewhere around 20 days. It will take it actually, because NumPy is 5 days and pandas is going to be approximately 15 days. And after that, we have to go to data visualization. Without data visualization, we can't go further. It will be there somewhere around 20 days. So it will be almost all 45 days it will take it to complete all the prerequisites. Then the machine learning is going to be get started actually. Yeah, okay. It's going to be we have an okay. Anyhow, my team will share you those particular details anyhow, but I'll just show you like what are the course the contents which we are going to be learning. Just give me a second. I'll show you the details. Just give me a second. Yeah. So this is going to be a full stack data science course. It's a full stack data science course. So you can see the Excel sheet, like what topics and what concepts we are going to learn as part of our course curriculum. We are going to be learning it actually. So this is going to be the topics, the main topics I have been got given. You can see, as I told you, core Python, which is somewhere around 12 to 15 days. NumPy is around some 5 days. Pandas is 12 days. Okay, visualization will be there for more than 6 days only. It's not 6 days. It is more than 6 days. Almost all 10 days it will take it now. Then main important 2 concepts are going to be these 2 topics actually, guys. Machine learning and deep learning. These are the main 2 time taking process. Along with that, not only Python, even we are going to be learning R language also, which is going to be 1 week of time. And after that, there are some big data systems are there. They are not too much level, but we are going to be learning a little bit idea about that. 4 days. Chatbots we are going to be developing, Azure ML, Power BI. All these are going to be some kind of an additional topics with that. Okay. And these are going to be day-to-day schedules will be there. You can just go through the schedule. Anyhow, sorry. Yes, I think some noise is coming from your side. So I just muted yourself. I muted you. So you can see there is going to be day-to-day schedules will be there actually, guys, like NumPy, pandas, visualization, machine learning. So in machine learning, what we are going to be learning it actually, guys. So in machine learning, what we are going to be learning. So what are the different types of algorithms we learn? So as I told you, decision tree algorithm, which we are going to be learning about that. So in class, how many examples we do as in lab assignments and how many POCs you have to do. These are R language, deep learning applications, NLPs, Plotly and the dashboard, Hadoop and the Spark, chatbots development, and Azure ML, and at the last Power BI actions. So these are going to be the main schedules, what we are, the topics, what we are going to be discussing as part of our class. Okay.
POC stands for, sir?
Once again.
POCs.
It's like an your testing, your examples. POCs are basically what we call it as proof of concepts.
Okay.
So just like in we can say that your assignments. That means your assignment. Lab assignments means what we are going to do, and you have to do some additional examples. What you have to do.
Sir, we in this class do live project or not, sir?
Yes, we have the live projects will be there. So you will be getting a follow-up mail from DurgaSoft. Just why? Because I'm not discussing about all these things. So you will be getting an like what are the course highlights we will be having. So like it is going to be like resume preparation, and we are going to be having all the things actually, like which is going to be like FAQs, interview preparations, and all these things will be there. So there is going to be also there is a projects will be there. So depending on the participants' interest, we are having a multiple projects are there. So depending on your domain interest, we can choose your projects actually. So you will be getting you are going to be getting in follow-up mail like this. So there you can see this particular, the full stack data science, whatever the file was there, you can see that particular file. And along with that, we can see the course highlights actually. Maths and statistics that is required, resume preparation, interview-based questions will be there, and some kind of free workshops on the weekend workshops will be there, and domain specific project based on the participants and requirements, the participants interested or requirements, and topic wise assignments and assessments.
Sir, what is the placement scenario?
Placement scenario means, are you asking about the current market trend you are asking, or are you asking about the placement assistant from the DurgaSoft?
Yes, sir.
Placement assistance will be given. That is given from my side actually. So whatever that is interview point of view, FAQs, resume preparations. So it will be a placement assistance is going to be there. It's not going to be a placement guarantee. It's a placement assistance is going to be given to you. Okay. Fine. Okay, guys. Any more? Any more questions, guys? Okay. So that's it for the today's class, guys. Okay. So thanks for attending the demo session, guys. So please attend another 1 or 2 demo sessions, guys, and then you can decide. That means you can just go ahead for the registration if you're satisfied with our course curriculum and the level of teaching and all these things. And then we can start with our regular classes from the next week, actually, guys. Okay. So just attend 1 or 2 demo classes, actually, guys. So I think there are going to be 3 demo sessions will be free. And after that, we have to get registered with the by paying the fees and all these things. And after that, we are going to be we'll start with our regular classes, actually, guys. Okay. Yes, I can give my number. Just give me a second.
Sir, will the batch will be continued even with the current strength because
Yeah.
only
Actually,
7
see,
a.m. batch is only possible for me.
Okay. So
So that
actually,
is the
the thing
reason for
is,
asking.
this November and December will be generally will be having a less number of students will be there, because most of the people will plan for the next year. Because anyhow, there is a year end is there. So automatically in December and November, generally less number of students will be there. Even if we started the 8:30 batch, generally no worries. See, recently only we started the 8:30 batch. Recently means 1 month back. So almost all we are having almost all somewhere around I think 20 plus students are there. 21 students are there. So 20 is a minimum numbers we'll have it actually. Minimum at least if we have 10 students, that will be fine for us. We can start up the session, but people will join us. No worries about that. At least if we have minimum, if we have two to three students are there, then we don't generally because it's a 5 months batch. If it is only just a 2 months of time, we don't have a problem. With 3-4 students, we generally don't. We never done it like that. We never cancel the batch up to now, as of my knowledge. But no worries. See, in that case, for example, if we have got registered also, for example, for some reason we are unable to continue the batch, then if you want, you can have a change in the batch. Or otherwise, if you want any refund, so DurgaSoft is going to refund your amount back. There is no problem.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Okay, fine. Maximum we'll be having, because evening, actually so many people asked for 9:30 batch, most of the employees, because they are saying that we are unable to take up the classes in morning and evening due to our whatever the meetings we have it actually. So we started at 9:30 batch, but the strength was less, but still it's going on slowly it is going on. That's why we are also starting the batch a little bit slowly. We are continuing that. Almost all, I think somewhere around 7 or 8 students are already registered. Another 3-4 people are ready to register. Generally, it won't, up to now, I never taken a batch which is having less than 20 students up to now. Even 6 o'clock batch also, I think 15 students are there. So that much, too much low level, it won't come. But at least 10-15 members if we have, we'll have it them, because my team will, my marketing team will be there. They will be posting some ads and all these things. They will put some live sessions and all these things they will put it. So no worries. Please register. In the case in some particular in many certain reasons, if you are unable to do that, if you are interested, you can change your batch. Otherwise, the fees will be refunded back to you. Okay, fine. So thank you all of you
Okay,
guys.
sir.
Yeah, thank you all of you guys for today. Hope I'll see you all of you tomorrow, same time, same link. We'll connect in the tomorrow's class. Thank you all of you guys. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you.